The cocktails are an essential part of the summer. For many people, summer won't be complete without a drink in their hand while lounging around on the beach, enjoying the sun and the sea. Welcome to DIStv. Today we will be showing you our picks for the 5 most famous summer cocktails. In number 5 is the Sex on the Beach. This cocktail even has its own song. If you like fruity, easy-to-go cocktails, Sex on the Beach should be your go-to. Made with cranberry juice, orange juice, peach nuts, and vodka, it's not only easy to drink, but it's also easy to make. The cocktail was invented by a bartender named Ted, who was working at Confetti's bar. Inspired by the promotion from a peach schnapps company to sell the most of this spirit, he invented a cocktail featuring it. The drink is built over ice in a highball glass and garnished with an orange slice. Sometimes, the same cocktail can be served as a shot. Number 4, the Margarita.
You want a drink?
Sure.
Margarita?
Great.
To Rachel and Joey.
Aye.
And to love.
Margarita is often hailed as a quintessential Mexican cocktail. According to cocktail historian David Longridge, the Margarita is related to a popular Mexican drink, the Daisy, remade with tequila instead of brandy. It became popular during the Prohibition as the U.S. residents traveled to Mexico for alcohol. There is an account from 1936 of Iowa newspaper editor James Graham finding such cocktail in Tijuana years before any of the other Margarita creation myths. There are many of them actually. One of the most prevalent stories is that Carlos Dani Herrera developed the drink at his Tijuana area restaurant Rancho La Gloria around 1938. As legend goes, Herrera dreamed up the cocktail for actress named Marjorie King, who was allergic to all hard alcohol other than tequila. To make the drink tastier, he combined the elements of a traditional tequila shot with a lick of salt and a wedge of lime and turned them into this refreshing drink. There are also claims that the Margarita was first mixed in Juarez, Chihuahua at Thomas Place Bar on July 4, 1942 by Francisco Pancho Morales. Mexico's official news agency, Notimex, and many experts said that Morales has the strongest claim to having invented the Margarita.
Fine, it's totally fine. We got plenty of margaritas. It's all good.
3. The Pina Colada.
This time next week, I'll be sucking down pina coladas in a hot tub with 6 girls named Amber and Tiffany.
The name Pina Colada literally means strained pineapple, as a reference to the freshly pressed and strained pineapple juice used in the drink's preparation. The cocktail gained worldwide fame after Rupert Holmes released his 1979 song Escape, the Pina Colada song.
If you like pina coladas, get caught in the rain.
The earliest known story states that in the 19th century, Puerto Rican pirate Roberto Cofresi, to boost his crew's morale, gave the cocktail that contained coconut, pineapple, and red rum. This is what we would later call the Pina Colada. With his death in the 1825, the recipe for the Pina Colada was lost. There are also 3 bartenders who claimed the invention as their own. On one hand, Caribe Hilton insisted that the recipe was crafted by Ramon Mojito Marrero in 1954. According to many sources, Hollywood legend John Crawford declared that the drink was better than slapping Bette Davis on the face. On the other hand, Ricardo Garcia, who was another bartender at Caribe Hilton, alleged that he came up with a refreshing recipe that same year as a result of a coconut shortage that forced him to improvise. Ramon Portas was the 3rd bartender to claim the crafting of this delicious tropical cocktail back in 1963. In 1978, Puerto Rico proclaimed the cocktail as its official drink. Number 2 today is for the daiquiri.
Waiter! Por favor. How do you say banana daiquiri?
Banana daiquiri.
That's it.
Daiquiri is also the name of a beach and an iron mine near Santiago de Cuba, and is a word of a Taino origin. The drink was supposedly invented by an American mining engineer named Jenin Cox, who was in Cuba at the time of the Spanish-American War. The drink became popular in the 1940s when the World War II rationing made whiskey and vodka hard to combine, yet rum was easily obtainable due to the US President Franklin D. Roosevelt's Good Neighbor policy, which opened up trade and travel relations with Latin America, Cuba, and the Caribbean. The basic recipe of a daiquiri is also similar to the grog British sailors drank as a means of preventing scurvy. Originally, the drink was served in a tall glass packed with cracked ice. A teaspoon of sugar was poured over the ice and the juice of 1 or 2 limes was squeezed over the sugar. 2 or 3 ounces of white rum filled the mixture. The glass was then frosted by stirring with a long-handled spoon. Later, the daiquiri evolved to be mixed in a shaker with the same ingredients but with shaved ice. Perhaps the most famous variation is the frozen strawberry daiquiri. Today's honorable mention is the Mai Tai.
Fetch me a Mai Tai ping pong. Oh,
Yes.
have we got my bar glass?
The Mai Tai started as a rum cocktail so popular that it supposedly depleted the world rum supplies in the 40s and 50s. In 1944, when the cocktail was invented by Frederick, it wasn't a sugar bomb. It was a simple drink created to showcase the pungent flavor of a 17-year-old J. Ray and whiskey Jamaican rum. According to the legend, after shaking the concoction with ice and presenting the cocktail to some of his visiting Tahitian friends, they ended up liking it so much that one of them exclaimed Mai Taruai, which translates to out of this world, the best. Bergeron christened his new cocktail Mai Tai as in the best. Pineapple and orange juices didn't infiltrate the Mai Tai till 1954. Canned pineapple and orange juices were mixed with the rums, which were labeled dark rum and light rum. Because the Mai Tai has become the most bastardized cocktail in the world, according to Martin Kay, bartenders and cocktail enthusiasts generally dismissed any variations of it. And today's winner is the Mojito.
What do you like to drink?
I'm a fiend for mojitos.
Havana is the birthplace of the Mojito, although its exact origin is a subject of debate. It was known that the local South American Indians had remedies for various tropical illnesses which contained the same ingredients used today for the creation of a Mojito. An English explorer, Sir Francis Drake, described the drink mixture as a cure for his ship's dysentery and scurvy. The early Mojito mixture was used by African slaves who were working on sugar plantations. Now, instead of curing the ancient disease, it was drank to lessen the awful taste of the rum they had. There are also several theories behind the origin of the name Mojito. That the name relates to mojo, seasoning made from 1 lime and used to flavor dishes. Another theory is that the name Mojito is simply a derivative of the mojadito, a Spanish word for a little wet. The Mojito has routinely been presented as a favorite drink of author Ernest Hemingway. After taking a dip in popularity in the 1960s, the drink rose back to fame in the 90s and early 2000s when it was mentioned in Die Another Day.
Mojito? You should try it.
In Peru, there are mojito variations that are made by adding fruits like grapefruit or passion fruit. Some other fruits that are found in the mojito recipes are raspberries and oranges. Purees of such fruits may also be used instead of the whole fruit itself. If you liked the video, please make sure to subscribe and leave your suggestion for the next topic in the comments.